endorsed it, and it's not big in my hat. Exactly. Hey, would you put the book around? So, I keep stepping on that. In preparation for our visit to the roadshow, Carol Johnson, she's the lady that I talked about from our Antique Collectors Club. She is a volunteer at the library, I believe, where we meet, isn't it? In Snohomish? Do you know Carol? Oh, well. Oh, Carol! Hi, Carol! Snagged a book that had been put in the discard pile that had been written by the producer and executive director of the roadshow. Her name is Marcia Benko, and it was titled Behind the Scenes at the Antiques Roadshow.
The book is coming around.
It's coming around for you to look at. I read it twice. It was so full of great information, and it gave me a real feel for what was going to happen when we got there. And we learned, of course, that it was going to be in the convention center. They had given out between 2,000 and 3,000 tickets. 6,000 items were expected to be shown in one day. Being one of the things that might push us over the edge to get to be one of the lucky 90 out of these 3,000 people who are going to be filmed. So we're just crossing our fingers, we're holding our breath, right? And what I learned in reading this book was that the triage appraisers who greet people as they come in through the door, they're checking the tickets, they look at what your item is, they give you a ticket to go to the station where that appraiser is. Those people are also looking for the prime stuff that comes through the door in each of the cities they visit. And chances are, they're going to spirit you away from the rest of the crowd. They're going to take you to a special area. They're going to have you wait to talk to a producer. So we had that hope in our hearts. So now we're going to have the odds, right? Set up with a pipe and drape. When you walk, you make it through triage, your volunteer takes you in. There's a circle that is hidden by pipe and drape. There are signs outside that have the different stations identified. Sports memorabilia, Asian art, wooden, pottery, glassware, all of these different things. And the lines, as the day goes on, the volunteers escort people, put them in the appropriate line. They took us immediately to the photographer, and we posed for our picture. After that, we got to go to the rugs and textile appraisers, and that was what was on our ticket for our patterns. And, hey, I knew one of those guys. I go to an antique show down in Dallas every year for a fashion show. Yeah, that's where my oldest daughter lives. And so we get dressed up and we go to this antique show, and Stephen always has this wonderful collection of clothes there. And I walked up and I said, I know you from Dallas. And he said, well, yeah. He wouldn't recognize me had I not been in costume, but he did recognize me. But anyway, the appraiser took our patterns and kind of fussed over them a little bit, and she showed them to Stephen, and they conversed back and forth. And she says, would you mind if we set you aside? On the top, and the patterns were displayed there. Ron, the production guy, told us where to stand. He placed our appraiser. That came the fun part. The song man wanted to mic me. Miking me is easy. I said, this is going to be a road show first, and I started to swing. I was hooks and eyes all the way. So I started popping those hooks and eyes, and he's like, wait! And he said, but I got to tell you, today is my birthday, and this is the best thing. So I got open enough so he could sit down. The back of my dress and drop the battery pack down the back.
Oh, yeah.
Was able to snake the cord up over my shoulder, pull it through, I was able to hook back up and get the little light. A lovely article. Teresa, say it for me, Gavedro did an amazing job with that article. We are so appreciative that they were willing to put that out and so amazed that the roadshow saw it. But I know that they appreciate the press for it. The anticipation has been amazing for us. Roma, I just keep going. I want to tell you, too, that we saw no, I want you to talk about this.
A huge painted wooden box. The thing stood about this high.
Wow.
And very simple, very primitive looking, but it was a huge thing. I saw what looked like a Viking helmet with these horns that came out not like this, but like this. And she had it in a backpack, and here's these horns. That's a little boy. We also, and I got to see this personally. Did you get to see it? The lamp.
Yeah,
I saw
too.
this Tiffany lamp that it was so much more ornate than the Tiffany lamps that you think of. There was a lot of metalwork up around the top, and it didn't look like a Tiffany lamp to me, but it was,